very special to be honoring Mordy and Judy Dubin. I feel privileged that our kesher with the two of you has continued way beyond your years in yeshiva. A decade later, we feel just as close with you as we did then. Mordy, it was wonderful to have you as a Talmud in yeshiva. It's beautiful to see how you and Judy have built a beautiful home together, and we look forward to continuing our relationship. May Hashem bless you with many more years of good health, simcha, and nachat.
Mazel tov, Mordy, on being honored by Yeshivat HaKotel. I have so many memories of our time in yeshiva together, working through sugyas and ksubis, late nights in the Beis Medrash, vadim, so many different things. One of the hallmarks of Yeshivat HaKotel is that we don't just learn Torah, but we develop in our avodas Hashem. Part of that avodas Hashem is our involvement in the klal and connecting to Am Yisrael. And that's something that you exemplify so clearly, both in yeshiva and even out of yeshiva. We're looking forward to having you on our side of the ocean, hopefully as soon as possible. Mazel tov.
It's a really amazing honor to have Mordy Dubin to be honored today at this, right before the celebration of Yom Yerushalayim together. Mordy, I remember not only learning with you in the Beit Midrash, at the same time being at the Kotel with you, and being able to be, okay, he's a TABC guy, a good smile, but he could be a guy who's really gets the full package. And it's so beautiful to see of how much Mordy Dubin is so the full package, caring about Torah, caring about community, being an Ish Yashar, being in the world of Nasata Be'emunah, really being connected to yeshiva, to all of the values of Ben Al-Chavero, Ben Al-Makom, caring about Eretz Yisrael, Medinat Yisrael, caring about the yeshiva in such a real, sanua fashion. It's really amazing and so worthy that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given you such a shefa of bracha. May Hashem should continue with you and your wife to be able, your whole family, to come soon, as we know, to come and build up Yerushalayim and Eretz Yisrael together.
Yeah, so learning in Yerushalayim and learning overlooking the Har Bayis, I had a pretty good seed for that. Definitely had a pretty big impact, both on like my day-to-day learning. Obviously, I had an impact on my Yom Kippur davening, where we could really see where the avoda took place. But on a day-to-day basis, it had a huge impact. Just understanding the central location, understanding both geographically and then historically the opportunity that I had to learn there and not to squander it. And that was really something that helped me hopefully make the most of my time there, was just really understanding the opportunity I had historically and geographically, and really just to take as much advantage of it as I could then.
I think for me, one thing that I find pretty surprising is that 10 years later, you still feel so connected to the yeshiva when it comes down to like us deciding where we want to give tzedakah or like how we want to prioritize things. You still feel so connected, and like when I've asked you about it, you've said that like you feel that you've learned and you as a person grew so much there that for you, you feel like tremendous hakaras hatov to the yeshiva, and you want to make sure that other kids have the opportunity to get the experience that you did there. And like I see it even in terms of like where we are in our community now, like you prioritize always like going to the morning seder at 5:45 in the morning or going to night seder, but then that also means that like that's like your baseline.
The main thing I took away from HaKotel was the idea that one should become a Talmid Chacham in addition to any other valuable responsibilities that someone has. That's a message that Rav Tarragon says explicitly at a couple points during the year, and it's a message that he really serves as an example of. He's a huge Talmid Chacham, that comes across very clearly, but what also people notice about him is he's involved with a lot of things that people of his learning stature aren't normally involved in, and he's pretty hands-on. And one time I asked him, like, why is Rebbe involved in this sort of thing? Like, maybe Rebbe should let kind of someone else handle it. And he just asked me, he said, who else is going to do it? And I think that really came across that it's not just about having an impact in the world, but it's having that impact grounded and becoming a Talmid Chacham. Learning more, not settling for less, is really something that's integral to having an impact in the world and having a positive impact. So Rav Tarragon really set that message for me. He really says that message, as I said, explicitly to a lot of people, and that really was a probably the main takeaway that I had from yeshiva. Obviously the learning, but really just understanding the value of Talmud Torah in the broader scope of things, especially in our world.